Hello, welcome to our JVS podcast. Today we will be discussing job searching on LinkedIn. LinkedIn is an online professional networking tool that you can use to connect to new people, strengthen your existing connections, learn about what's going on in your industry, and apply for jobs. Now, I'm sure you may have heard a lot about LinkedIn in the news, on TV, and from your colleagues and friends. You may also have set up your profile and made a few connections, but perhaps now you're wondering what all the fuss is all about. Today we will be sharing with you how you can use the Jobs section of LinkedIn to unleash the power of your social network to help you find a job. The first thing we need to point out is that what we will be looking at today, the Jobs feature, is an area of LinkedIn that will only be useful to you if you have already created your positive professional profile and have connected to the people that you know and trust on LinkedIn. So for some of you, what you see in this podcast will be very similar to what you see when you follow along. But for others, it may be a bit different. But hopefully, this podcast will act as motivation for you to develop your profile and work on making connections to the people that you know and trust. Either way, there's something good to learn here for everyone. Now, let's begin by logging on LinkedIn. And we do this by opening up an internet browser. Chrome, Internet Explorer, and Firefox all work equally well. And so if you have one of those icons on your desktop, go ahead and double click on them. If you don't have an icon on your desktop, what you can do is go to the Start menu, and then go to All Programs, and then select the program or the browser that you'd like to use. But since I already have one open, I'm just going to go ahead and use the browser that we have here. So now we have to go to linkedin.com. So we go up to this white rectangle in the top area of our screen. We put the URL. So we're going to type www.linkedin.com. Then we're going to click one time on the Sign In button. Then down here, we're going to sign in to LinkedIn by using our email address and the password that we created when we set up our LinkedIn account. Remember, this password is not necessarily the same password that you have for your email address. Once you've entered the email address that you used to set up the account and the password that you created when you set up your LinkedIn account, you can click one time on the Sign In button. Now go ahead and feel free to pause this podcast so you can log in too. The second step is for us to go to the very top middle part of our page and click one time on the word Jobs. This takes us to an area that looks a lot like all other job search engines you've probably seen before, like Craigslist, Monster, or Yahoo. But don't be deceived. This is a job search site like no other. The third step is to begin searching for positions by typing the title of the job that you're looking for in the box labeled Keywords. For this demonstration, I'm going to do a search for engineer positions, and then click the word Search to get to the next phase. Please feel free to pause this podcast so that you can follow along. Now we see a complete list of all the jobs posted directly on LinkedIn that have the word engineer in the title. What do I mean by jobs posted directly on LinkedIn? I mean that a recruiter or a human resources representative paid LinkedIn to post a job here. That's right, LinkedIn is popular enough to have people pay to post jobs directly on it. Now the first thing you may have noticed about these results is that there are a lot of them, which you can see in the top right-hand corner. And that many of these results may be in places where you may not want to live or work. So over here you can see the number of results, and then over here you can see the location of where the job is. So what you can do is go to the fourth step, which is to narrow your search criteria by scrolling down on the page until you get the Refine By box on the left-hand side of the screen. And just for this example, I'm going to narrow my search results to results in just the San Francisco Bay Area and jobs that have simply been posted in the last week. Oops, it looks like I still have more results than I'm looking for right now. So let's narrow it even more so it's only been jobs posted in the last day. Great. So you can see how with each button you click or unclick, the search results change and the number of pages of results change. And if you want to narrow your search even more, you can select a company. Let's say your dream is to work for Google. You can select Google. And now we are just looking at jobs that Google has posted one day ago that are located in the San Francisco Bay Area. And we still have 63 results. Pretty cool. Now please go ahead and pause this video to take a minute to refine your search criteria. Good work. That looks better, right? Now when you look at your new search results, you see 3 lines of text about each position. The first is the title of the job. You can click on this link to see the job description and application instructions. Now I know what you're thinking, this still looks a lot like Craigslist, but bear with me. The second line is the name of the company and the date the job was posted. This third line, find people in your network at Google, this is where the magic happens. So now we go to the 5th step. Go ahead and click Find People in Your Network at Google. This shows you everyone in your network who currently are or previously were employed at the company that posted the job. This shows you in plain sight your foot in the door. If you are lucky enough to have a first-degree connection to the employer, go ahead and contact them directly. Give them a call or send them an email. See if your connection can get you an informational interview with the hiring manager, or see if they can submit your resume or your application on your behalf. If you feel comfortable, you could even ask them if they can tell you more about the position so that you can make a more targeted resume and cover letter. These things can really help you stand out from the crowd of applicants applying for the position and improve your chances of getting an interview. What's the worst that can happen anyway? They say no? Then you just move on and try the next person. Now, if you have a second-degree connection, which is what we see here, go ahead and click on the connection's name one time. This will take you to their profile. Now on the bottom right-hand side of their profile, usually right below an ad, you'll see this section called How You're Connected to This Person. And it says you, and then it shows the name of your direct contact on LinkedIn, and then it shows you that she knows this person who works at Google. So if I wanted to work at Google, a good thing for me to do would be to contact my first-degree connection and ask her to make an introduction, or ask her to ask her friend to send along my application with a reference. But really, don't be shy. Part of the reason why people connect to each other on LinkedIn is so that we can do this for our contacts and our contacts can do this for us. So just give them a call or send them an email, and there's a good chance that they'll help you out.